So one of the most common questions that I get as a gym owner and as a trainer that's not necessarily related to movement and working in the gym is that of diet. Obviously it's a hot topic because everyone knows that working out is great, but if you don't match it with a great diet and one that's matched to your specific goals, you're not going to get to where you want to be. In fact, you might end up going backwards. So people tend to overcomplicate the diet. They think I need to eliminate one macronutrient and suffer, or there's a certain exact number of calories that I need to eat, or just very extreme examples like that on one side or another. It's very polarizing. But really when it comes to diet, there's only three things that you need to be thinking of whenever you're designing your own diet plan. The first one is going to be the quantity of what you eat. So that comes down to the simple calories in, calories out. If you had to pick one thing to try to lose or gain weight, that would probably be the best place to start because it's so simple. At the end of the day, if you've burned more calories than you've consumed, then your average trend on weight is going to go down, and vice versa. If at the end of the day, you've consumed more calories than you've burned in exercise and by daily living, then in that case, you are going to gain weight, whether it's muscle or fat or both. So that's number one, is the quantity of food, calories in versus calories out. Number two is the quality of the food. So this is one that's overlooked by people who maybe follow the if it fits your macros diet, which basically says like you should eat a certain amount of carbs, proteins, and fats. We'll get to that later. And it doesn't matter what you eat. As long as you're getting those blocks in, you're gonna be fine, you're gonna hit your goal. While that may be true to some extent, the speed at which you hit your goal and your overall internal health, once you do hit that goal, is manipulated by the quality of food that you eat. So a 1,000-calorie cheeseburger is going to affect you differently than a 1,000-calorie dinner of grilled chicken, some veggies, maybe some potatoes, something like that. Healthier carbs, proteins, and fats, rather than the unhealthy and junky carb, proteins, and fats that are in the burger. So when you are looking at what you're eating, you need to make sure that it's high quality. Usually if it comes in a wrapper, it's not the best thing. We don't want to be eating a whole lot of highly processed foods. We want to be eating leafy greens, lean meats, chicken, fish, beef, from locally sourced sources, of course, optimally. But it's kind of common sense there. You don't want to eat junk food, you do want to eat good food. So if you're watching the quality and the quantity of the food you're eating and the quality of that food, you're on the right track. Now the third and more advanced and more in-depth, detail-oriented aspect of your diet that you can modify is your macronutrient distribution. What does that mean? Macronutrients are your fats, your proteins, and your carbohydrates. If you look at the back of a nutrition label on a piece of food, it's gonna show you how many grams of fat are in there, how many grams of carbs, how many grams of protein, a lot of other stuff, but those are the big three in terms of weight loss and weight gain and performance. So for people who want to lose weight, it's generally accepted that reducing your carb intake is going to be a good place to start in terms of manipulating your macronutrient distribution. If you're trying to gain weight, gain muscle, you might need to up your carbs a little bit, up your protein as well a little bit. You're really gonna increase your entire caloric intake, so it's all going to go up, but the protein is what is going to be prioritized the most, or what needs to be prioritized the most. So losing weight, you wanna reduce your carbs, perhaps increase your protein a little bit, make sure you're getting enough of those good fats, while decreasing your overall caloric quantity, while providing your body with a good quality of foods. And if you're trying to gain weight, you're going to want to increase your protein, increase your carbs, keep the good fats in your diet as well, while increasing the overall caloric intake and also making sure that you're getting high quality foods there. So once again, the three variables that you need to manipulate to benefit your diet, whether you want to lose weight, gain weight, become more athletic, perform better in your sport, whatever it is, you need to look at your quantity of food, how many calories you're eating a day versus how many you're burning. The quality of that food that you're bringing in, so is it all junk food calories or is it high quality nutritious food calories? And then you need to look at your macronutrient distribution, your fats, your proteins, your carbs, what you need for your specific goal, and how that's gonna affect your body and your body type moving forward. So I hope that was helpful. I get a lot of questions about diet. because there's just so much information out there. So much of it is conflicting to, you know, some people are diehard paleo, some people are diehard keto, some people are diehard junk food, and you'll hear 1,000 answers in any different direction. But no matter what, these three variables, the quantity, the quality, the macronutrient distribution, is really what you need to think about and manipulate when you're looking at your diet. So I hope that was helpful. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and like and subscribe it. Maybe share it with a friend who's been trying to figure out their own diet. This is not meant to, you know, prescribe you a diet. Of course, I didn't even give you enough information for that, but it's just a good starting place so you can understand more what you need to be looking at when you're starting a diet plan. Notice I'm not saying just going on a diet. A diet is long-term. It's what you're gonna eat for the rest of your life. So once again, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.